Hey everyone, it's Carrie. We are at TJ Maxx today in Winter Garden, Florida. This is the new location in Horizon West. If you are new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back everyone. I'm happy you're all here. We're going to look at a couple things like this on our way to the back of the store to primarily check out the home goods section. I don't know if these items up here are a good deal. I will be quite honest with you all. My wardrobe is basic. And so I don't actually, like when we go into the stores, I only go into home goods. I don't wander over onto the TJ Maxx side. And if there's a reason that you all think I need to go over there, that I'm missing some great things, let me know. But I'll be upfront with you all. I don't have any dress clothing in my closet. Thankfully, I don't have to wear dress clothes for work stuff. I have 4 pairs of shoes, 3 pairs of Hokas, 1 pair of Birkenstocks. And I tell you, I'm basic. That's it. So let me know if I'm missing out on some things in here. They had a whole entire section, and this is probably things that you all are already aware of. All these soaps, all these super pretty, really nice smelling. This was a box of French milled soaps, it said on there. They were little round soaps, orange. They smelled amazing. So it was kind of fun for me to walk through this section on my way to the back because it's not an area that I normally ever walk through. So how many of you purchase like the soaps in here, and are they a good deal? So many of these items smelled fantastic. I am familiar with this brand. This brand I have seen, I think even like Barnes and Noble used to carry that in their gift section, but this I have seen plenty of times over in the home goods stores. Because our home goods stores, we have the little sections with the hand soaps and stuff, but not so much of the bath items like this. This brand I know I've seen over at Ulta Cosmetics. So $13, I don't know if that's a great deal or not on that. These were huge soap containers in here. I do love pretty hand soap containers. I always think those are super fun to have in the guest bathroom or by the kitchen sink. The citrus sea salt, this actually smelled so nice. I ended up opening that because anything citrus or ocean, I will be smelling that to see what it's like. They had all of these different soaps over here. So these were funny. And when I first picked it up, I didn't realize they were little containers. They're metal containers with soap in it. But I love the little vintage look on those containers. So this pack, these are $10. I'm going to show you another one that I really liked. I thought this one was super cool. I thought about getting this one and setting it aside for my son because he lives in Utah. I thought that would be really cool in his guest bathroom, but y'all, I'm trying really hard to not be that mom that like shows up with stuff. I loved it when my aunts did that to me. And my mom would come over and stuff and they would just like bring things in. That was always super awesome, but I'm trying to let them kind of like figure out his own style. Yeah, that one was that fragrance was a little much for me. A little too, it was like a musky. But yeah, there's all of these. And I know, again, you guys are probably like, hey, we know all this is here. It was new to me. That one smelled very nice also. Anything eucalyptus and mint, I'm also a sucker for that one. Honeysuckle. There are so many. I love all the different beautiful patterns on the soap pumps. They even had like Method brand in here. That I know you can buy over at Target. This was like a sugar scrub. Sea salt. It was a body scrub. Sorry, very iridescent container on that one. A little bit of everything. And they had it all kind of coordinated by color, which I thought that was fun. Wild lilac. I have to tell y'all, I miss lilacs. That is very much a Midwest, northern tree. My favorite tree in the spring, but we cannot grow them in the South. Fresh lavender body wash. I don't know that brand. Let's see what these are. Now I'm just kind of invested to check everything over here. Whipped regenerative bison tallow balm. Is this good stuff? Does anyone know anything about this? Let me know in the comments. The boxes are cute. And what do we, is it like, let me know. Is it, do I need to put this on my face? Is that going to make me look younger? Help a girl out. Oh, here's tallow. Okay, so I guess there's a lot of tallow. Tallow and lavender soap. Interesting. I'm glad I kind of wandered over here. Okay, so I'm going to show you all something and explain my confusion. That soap container was cool. This one right here, this looks just like that little container over at Target that you all said was for spritzing plants, and I thought it was for soap. But it looks the same. Do you see how I got confused with that? Because I have seen this brand before. Yeah, so I saw those and I was like, now wait a minute, that was just like what I saw over at Target. There are so many different things. This is overwhelming to me. Also, these sandals, super cute. The detail on these I thought were gorgeous. I did not even honestly realize they had like super cute shoes in here for $30. But again, your girl here, this is this is my right here. This is me, fancy schmancy. That's it. But those were cute. But there's a whole shoe department over there. So anyhow, let's get over here where there's coffee syrup dispensers. So now we're going to go through the home section back here. Different little, we've got a cocktail shaker. See, again, this looks just like the soap dispenser, but now it's a coffee syrup dispenser, which also looks like that plant spritzer you all told me is over at Target. I don't know, kids, like maybe we just put whatever in it. My goodness. These are kind of cool. So these are mini glass juice bottles. So if you do juicing, that is a really cool little thing to have. So those are $7 for that pack. And I suppose you could use these for just about anything, but they do come in really, really handy for juicing. These look like little salt and pepper maybe for seasoning. Yes, these are salt and pepper with the little bamboo lids. We've got our spice racks down below. We've got glass juice bottles. And some really pretty tea kettles. I love the pink on this. That is super fun. And the purple, also very pretty. And we've got some French presses up here. A variety of colors on these. These are for butter. Okay, that's kind of cool. I think that's that thing. Is that the thing where the butter, when you actually like lift it up, I think it's in the top of it. A colander and a grater. That's kind of multi-purpose and very cool. We've got mixing bowls. They have those also over at Home Goods and Home Sense. I am unsure what this is. Cut and Keep silicone citrus saver. I think it like expands. I don't know. I do like that brand OXO. A little whisk right there. Those whisks come in really handy if you're like mixing like protein drinks, things like that. Those are really cool measuring cups. This little section of that. Okay, so these trays, mine don't have the gold handles and stuff like that. However, is it diatomite? I bought mine on Amazon. So you put them up by your kitchen, you put your soap and stuff on it, it instantly absorbs water. So any little splashing that goes on at your sink, it absorbs the water. for my kitchen, those have worked quite well. I also have them under the soap dispensers in our bathrooms. Got just one random Tupperware bowl over here. Sad day that Tupperware is out of business. A whole bunch of cutting boards down here. Okay, kind of like that little utensil container right there. It was footed. These are beautiful. How fun would those be for a tea? Let me see if I can turn that one over. $8 for that one. Very pretty gravy boat. $10 for that one. It's glass. Wow, these are really pretty. That is a gorgeous carafe. I really love these marble base with the dome over it. That has a gorgeous design on the side. I would want mine out all the time though, just from a decorative standpoint. This is also really pretty. It says it's a cookie jar. I think that is gorgeous. That drink dispenser up top, also really pretty. I love pressed glass. I love the patterns on glass. Here's those little dishes. We have seen these at a few of the stores, also over at Birch Lane. Those are beautiful. This is Morrison. This was Morrison Co. pattern. It sure was. That's so pretty. I love when we find those kind of little one-off items at the stores. Let's see what else. And these are really pretty. I think the dish to the right with the floral was actually a cat dish, because I've seen those over in the area where the pet supplies are. But these other dishes are beautiful. This was a good size bowl also. Some pretty marble. Got different kind of like decorative trays or charcuterie, however you want to use those. It's a really pretty green pattern. We've got our lemons for all of you that like to decorate with lemons. I love that the shelves are not chock full where I can't see around things. This is also beautiful. These, I love these. I don't even make soup that often, but I can just imagine like a French onion soup in there and just delicious. Of which I have no idea how to make French onion soup, but that's how I imagine that bowl. Some good coasters over here. These are marble. Got some little gold type ones down here. I don't know how those would hold up with the condensation we have down here. Any drink we pour with the humidity, things just automatically condensate. Those were marble napkin holders. Got some pretty different wood items in here. We've got cutting boards, charcuterie boards, however you want to use these. This is gorgeous. This is I think they call these, are these French rolling pins, because it doesn't have it's just the solid piece of wood, right? Not the kind with the handles that roll. Some pretty wood items in here. Ooh, olive wood. These are pretty. Those are $20. They did actually have some furniture in the store, which I thought was kind of cool. This was neat. So you can slide that table all the way across that ottoman. That was $400. And we've got some smaller, just little benches, little storage. Not much that had like a matching pair. So just a lot of just kind of like one of this, one of that. So we see a lot of this over at our home goods stores. cute little kind of mid-century look to this one. Got some fun gold decorative birds. That's really pretty. Candle holder. I thought that was real pretty. Love the little mushrooms over here down below too. That little kind of topiary right there in that little mini terracotta pot was very pretty also. We still have some cute little Easter bunnies in here. The stores still do have plenty of Easter decor. So if you're in that kind of home stretch needing one or two few things, you know, you're probably still going to be able to find what you need. Good florals over here. Cute. All right, so here's that kind of like middle section that we have in the store. We've got all sorts of kind of our garden and patio section over here. This flower pot down below, that's beautiful. I love the glaze on that one. Over here we have these super cool, they're terracotta. At first I thought they were wood until I got down and looked at them. Our little sea turtle there, that's adorable. He had little seashells on his shell. That's the flower pot I'm not really a fan of. It looks fine when you're looking at it from like this direction, but when you tip it, I don't know. It just, not my thing. The frog is really cute. I don't know why it creeps me out. I really don't. That green with the floral on it with a candle inside would be beautiful. Got more terracotta pots over here. We've got a little bit of Texas that got dropped off over here too. Or even like maybe out west, Arizona. Do y'all decorate like that too? Very similar to how Texas does. This little happy fella up here. Oh my goodness. Cute florals. That one's $25. So it's definitely like a little bit of a pared down selection compared to our home goods stores. These are cute. This one has little lights in it, so you can hang it. There's your little box for your lights. It has different settings on it. Purple florals. Those are really pretty also. Okay, these lanterns, I think these are really pretty. These natural woven ones. Those are only $20. And then these baskets up here, flower pot holders, really, really cool. They had an insert inside of them, a plastic insert. Also really pretty. Then this little shelving unit over here I thought was pretty, gold with the little bow on top. We did have a few little hummingbird feeders over here also. Then there were ones, these had solar lights on them. But yeah, I thought that was interesting that those had little solar lights inside of those. Also, solar, these little hummingbirds. It's a little yard stake. I think that's super cute. The light up pebbles also were fun. Some different plant stands. That is a hanging, look like a little bird bath. Probably could be a feeder too. I love all the different little solar lights that you can put in your backyards now. Front yard, that one was the butterflies. Okay, that's really cool. I always love when I find some car things like that. This also is a very pretty piece. So they have a little bit of an art selection in here, which is kind of nice. They're a little bit smaller scale. Oh my goodness, what is this cat doing? That one's pretty funny. Sorry, I'm trying to get to the ones behind it. Also, we've got This one's pretty. Little wine bottle with the red and white stripe. And then we've got the green frame. That's pretty also. Those are $17. Those are pretty. All right, we have, ooh, if you are into books, this one is The Secret Garden. We've got a Renoir right there. That one's a recreation, obviously, but it's pretty cool. We have some more cat art. The cat art is hilarious. That one is $15. A landscape down on the left. That one is really pretty. And then the recreate of the Van Gogh. She is beautiful. I have seen the larger version of this one in the home goods stores. So it's kind of cute to see one here that's a little bit smaller. Also, if you're into books, here is The Wonderful World of Oz. That's super cool. That's a really fun. If you like lemons, that's a pretty fun piece up there also. They did have a little bit of a selection of wreaths in here. So those are pretty boxwood ones right here. I don't think I've seen one before with the cross on it, so I thought that was kind of cool. Got good florals in here. Another lemon one. Very popular right now, the lemons, all the citrus. And then they did have a pretty good selection of floral picks back in this area also. We've got some pillows. So the store does have, I would say, an okay selection. These are kind of cool bolsters though. Those are Nautica. They almost had like where they could be an outdoor kind of pillow. We've got some vases over here. Some pretty blues and greens. I love the green cabana stripe down there. That one's fun. And then some good terracottas on that bottom shelf. I did think this was the cutest little garden gnome. Had that little kind of flower open up in front of him. I love these green pots right here. And these are cool. These are wood all the way around that has a plastic insert on those. A lot of different little side tables and or plant stands up there. Looks like we've got a little bit of both. What does this one say on this one? I forgot. Am I the drama? Oh gosh. No. You're not the drama. This one's really pretty though. What does this one say? Homebody Club. Relatable some days. Very pretty beading on that pillow. But these landscape pillows, I love these. Some good yellows in here also. The same with these down here. Those are smaller, I would say kind of little rectangle ones. And then the bottom, larger 2-pack of gray pillows. This store has really wide aisles, which is really nice. We've got some cabana stripes up there. Lots of neutral pillows in this store with like a little bit of the blues, a little bit of patterns, but I would say the majority of the pillows were neutrals. So I don't know if they normally do that in a smaller footprint, you know, kind of a smaller footprint home decor section like this compared to obviously the store, the full-size store has everything. They did have some nice bedding in here, which was fun. These gray ones right in front of me, these had a really nice texture to those. It's the texture collection. And one of those, I'm very textural when it comes
Boots
to
are cute though.
blankets.
So it's like
Are any of
this
you
whole
like that where you're
white
like, I
set.
need to know what
And
that
then it
feels
comes with
like,
this
how that's going to
accent
work with
pillow, which is really pretty.
the bedding. These are really fun where they put those whole kind of bed kit together and you get the little matching throw pillows. This like this one right here. So you get that little accent pillow in there with the bedding. That's really pretty. But again, a lot of neutrals in here. We had some blues back here. This blue and white pattern I think is really pretty. So I know these are kind of hard to look at because they're all packaged up, but we can at least kind of browse through a little bit and see what selections we have. This green is very nice. If you like green, that's a pretty one. The one to the right of it was a seersucker type fabric, that bag that said Boundary. We've got the DKNY one down there. Comes with a little throw blanket. Yeah, that one's so pretty. This one also feels very pretty. Had a really fun fringe on it also. And I did find they had one end cap with lamps on it. Last time I was in here, I forgot to check. So that looks like mostly smaller scale lamps. So a lot of the rechargeable ones, which you know I love. Some cute options in here. These are kind of maybe a little more mid-size right there, the ones on the bottom shelf. They do still have some Easter baskets left, so if you need to grab a basket for Easter. Got some pretty pinks. I love these storage ones here. 17 for those. And this one's pretty. It's kind of like it's a greenish. I love the braiding detail across the top on those. Got some wire baskets, just good storage items back over here. Some laundry baskets. These are cool. They have wood handles on those. Lots of good storage totes. I think this pattern's beautiful with this blue and white. And these rugs, I loved the way that those looked and felt. They were like 5 foot long. Those were $35, too long for the space that I needed. If they were just a little bit shorter, those would have been perfect in my bathroom. Yeah, just a little bit too long. I was just looking for something in front of both sinks. We've got all of our random, these are toilet paper holders. I am going to show you all a model home. I want you to keep those in mind. A model home tour on Monday. And I'm going to show you in that model home where they're putting in Florida the toilet paper holder on the wall. Makes no sense, so you would actually need those. We've got a couple shower curtains in here. Some beautiful towels, good detail. I like that pink and white. I do love this black and white stripe up there. Super fun. But this one's so colorful. Oh my gosh, how cute would that be in like a little kid's bathroom that's like unicorn? That would be so fun. I love the blues. We've got good white. See, this is a good gray one too. Some pretty pinks. There's some lilacs in here also. Sometimes with the grays cross over into lilac easily. Thought those were super fun colors. Sorry, I was trying not to get in the lady's way that was stocking the shelves. We've got some Tommy Bahama. Those are pretty, the pink. It's a really good pink. All right, everyone. And with that, I think we are going to head out. Thanks for shopping with me today. Let me know what you think of the TJ Maxx stuff. What is it that I need to be getting over there shopping? Am I missing something? Always fun to hang out with you all. I hope you all are having a good weekend. Take care, everyone. Be safe. I will see you all in the next video. I'm going to let you kind of browse your way out of the store. We've got some cat beds, some cat toys, things like that. Everyone take care.